Hear me now, TVS.
LB, yeah.
Hi, I'm Tyeisha and welcome back to Shonna's Space. So today I'm going to be doing a story time. It is a Thursday night. This is actually the same Thursday night that I started a weekend vlog, and I don't know which video is going to come out first, but all right. So instead of just going to bed, I decided I'll do a story time because why not? Content. So this is actually gonna be the first story time that I'm gonna do on my channel because honestly, firstly, my memory is absolutely horrible, and secondly, I don't like really telling stories that involve other people because I am such a mess that um I really do keep pulling my life long past their expiry dates, and some of the stories that I would want to tell, I don't want nobody like people at the video being like, oh, so that's and so, and then sometimes when you start to have stories, it might not necessarily add up to what you end up telling somebody else. So anyway, that's not the point here. So today I'm going to be telling the story of how I got kicked out of class in secondary school. So if you know me, then you know that my face is extremely expressive. I honestly try to hide it, but if you're actually looking at me, you're going to know. Like I've literally gotten into arguments or discussions, because I didn't mean to react, but my face has a mind of its own. So now that we've prefaced the story of that, this is gonna be a very short story time, by the way. So now we've prefaced it with that, we can talk about okay. So in sixth form, and I went to QC, Queen's College, like best secondary school in Barbados. Fight me on this. So I went to school there from first farm. So sixth farm now I did chemistry, biology, and environmental science. And so this was an environmental science class. Now Queen's College is a beautiful school, but human beings is who teach. And with all human beings, people have their favorites. So I remember doing geography in third to fifth form and just being like, this class is just because I felt like the teachers had their favorites. So honestly, the geography environmental science department did not like none of us. Sorry, I actually probably like one person over the department of like five or four. I don't remember how much of them I had, but I had like one person, like one person. She was nice, but I don't. Yeah, she taught us in sixth form too, but she wasn't bad. So environmental science, no. Oh no, actually, let me go back to fifth form. My SBA was such garbage that even though I passed the CSC or whatever, if I wanted to redo it and get like a better grade or whatever, I couldn't carry forward the SBA because the SBA was straight garbage because them used to help who didn't want to help. And your girl cannot draw, and a large portion of that SBA was drawing. But that's not the topic of today's story time, so I'm getting carried away. But the point is, I already don't love anybody in that department. So, sixth farm now, environmental science is an extremely small class. It was probably, I don't know, it's probably 10 of us, if that many. All girls, I think. All girls, 10 people. And if you know me, once again, I am actually not the most social person. I stick to my crowd, and that's the honest to God truth. If I got a friend and them got a friend, and maybe we might talk then, but other than that, I stick to myself. So, so at that point, honestly, this is like a side note story now. So originally, technically, I did have a friend in that class, but at that point, I kind of found out that that friend was not trustworthy, and it isn't just that I found out she wasn't trustworthy and that she was basically talking business. But she also kind of started drifting from us because, she was doing like other subjects and stuff from us. So I guess it was more convenient for her to hang around with people that were doing what she was doing, which is fine. It was for the best. So, like at first, I kind of had a friend, but then like after a while, as she drifted more and more from our group, she wasn't as much of a friend. So basically, I didn't really have anybody. That's the point here. So first year SBA, what did we do for our first year SBA? I think we did like water testing or something. That one wasn't too bad. Honestly, I don't remember which year was which. But some year we do like water testing. And that was art. That honestly was not too bad. Like I didn't want to put my hand in nasty water. Like we went to Whole Town, like that like river, I guess, that opposite Lime Grove. And we also went to St. Andrew. What is it called there? Like it's not lakes, but like real near to lakes, but still kind of like near to Belle. I feel like it still counts as Belle. I don't know, but the one day, we went to that lake there. No, not lake, to that river there. And honest to God, like I lived in Belle until I was 7 years old, and I did not know that there was a river there. But apparently, during the rainy season and stuff is, uh, I am getting so distracted and talking about so much things. But yes, so there's a river there, and we also did like in town, but like the water for like Constitution or something like that. It was very nasty, nasty water. I know who could not go in there, man. But then, but basically, the most complaint that any of those teachers had for me is that I don't talk in class. I might know an answer and I'm not going to talk. And I believe that there should not be an issue where you have a problem with someone's learning style. I am not a talker. I'm not a talker unless I am extremely comfortable. And in a teaching space, I am not comfortable and therefore I'm not going to talk. Um, if I don't understand something, I'm going to go and look it up on my own. I'm going to ask you a question. I can figure it out. And most of the time, even though my face may look lost, I am not lost. I just look blank, I just look spaced out, but I'm fine. I understand what's going on. So, yes. So that was kind of like an issue. It wasn't really an issue in first year, but they were just like, you don't talk, like, you don't communicate. Like, girl, what's happening? So, honestly, that SBA once again was a shit. That SBA was, that SBA just was not it. Because this time now it was like we actually was asking for help, and like, how am I submitting my SBA to you, and firstly you're writing comments in it that are illegible, I cannot read what you're saying, and then at other part he just put question mark. What is a question mark? Does that tell me how to improve my SBA? But regardless of the lack of assistance, I still got a 2 in lower 6 in environmental science, and that SBA was missing things. I know that I was missing the lit review, and I still get a 2. Thank God. Just thank God. Okay, so now we're actually to the year that the story is about, upper 6. So once again, environmental science, and once again, we got issues with the SBA. So the main lecturer who was the main teacher who was dealing with the SBA, she had a favorite. And this particular favorite, I guess, I don't know, she used to help she out and thing, and I guess sweet girl actually know the out of class. And so, this SBA, I think we went and looked at coral reefs. And your girl cannot swim. I have not seen a reef yet. I do not know how we did that SBA because I have not seen a reef yet. I had the lifeguard grab up because I cannot swim. I had on my little floaty, and I had a man grab up because I was not dying or on the ocean. And I already didn't feel good getting cross the ocean in the boat. So, like I said, I have no idea how I even do that SBA. But this lecture was just ugh. So she helped out the girl, and the girl asked for an extension now. We thought the extension was for the whole class. Tell me why. Like, we are sitting down in our respective rooms, and the whole environmental science class get called to the principal office because we did not submit on the date, on our deadline. But we thought that the whole class had an extension. But apparently it was only for the favorite student. But once again, that's not even the point here. But this is like the important backstory. But like the actual event is like 2 sentences long. So anyway, after that happened, on the final, I think it was the final deadline. I ain't sure. But on the deadline at the SBA, nobody came to school. Nobody, because we were not done. And so, the next day we had class now. Everybody was back because all of we brought in our SBAs now. So one of the teachers was just like, okay, so none of y'all came to school, none of y'all submitted the SBA. Did y'all bring in notes? So like I guess the people that actually respond was like no. So then she decided to single me out because I don't ever talk, and she always had a problem with the fact that I don't ever talk, and she used to comment on it all the time. But sweet girl, I have nothing to say. If I have nothing to say, I have nothing to say. And so she comes to me now and she says, "What about you, Tyeisha?" And she said Miss Bradshaw. I don't remember which one she said. She said, "What about you?" I said, no, I did not bring a note. However, I was at home with my mom, and if you would like to, you can, contact her." Now, like I said at the beginning, if you know me, you know that my face is expressive. And so I am irritated that sweet girl took this opportunity to single out me. Like, why are you not? The class has 10 people. What you asking everybody else if them bring them no? You ask it generally, a couple people answer, and you decide that you want to come and single me out. So I'm just, it's like I said, that's what I tell she. And she was like, "Leave it here now. You are rude." I'm just like, okay. So at that point I didn't think I had a phone, but I had my tablet. So I stuck on my tablet and I went walking with the school. And I guess when Sweet Girl was ready to come and talk to me, I wasn't there. So she sang like two students for me. And it was like, "What are you doing walking about? You were supposed to stand up." It was like, "Well, if you tell me to leave your class, darling, what am I standing outside for?" I was having a nice leisurely stroll around the school looking for a nice place to have a seat until her class was done. I could get my stuff. So anyway, she signed in for me. And I came and I sat on a bench, like kind of like outside of the class. It wasn't like directly outside the class, but it was like near to class. So then she came outside to me and she was like, "You know that you were rude?" I asked, "How was I rude?" And she said, "You were rude with your eyes." Miss Lady, I was rude with my what? How can I be rude with my eyes? I know my kids is very expressive, but to say that I was rude with my eyes, I mean, as I'm looking at myself in the camera, I could kind of see how. But, but ma'am, how? How am I rude with my eyes? But yeah, that's basically the story of how I was kicked out of class because I was rude with my eyes. And yeah, it's not like I get any like trouble or anything like that. Like after she taught about how I was rude with my eyes, like she literally was like, "Come back in class," and I was back in class, and that was the end of it. And I once again got a 2 in environmental science for a physics. So that was that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.